Hello and welcome. So Michael here, and in this video I want to show you a very simple energy medicine technique that'll help the brain process any stress faster and more efficiently. Now this technique is really a combination of various fields. We've got applied kinesiology, neurobiology, and we've also got Chinese medicine and yogic medicine in here as well. And also modern psychology. So this is kind of a new frontier where there's many sciences merging together, and I believe that in the next 5, 10, 20 years is that human beings really need to be applying these simple things to self-regulate. Self-regulation is really the future of well-being and even various forms of psychology and mental health and things like that. However, in saying that, I'm not a doctor, so none of this is to replace advice from medical practitioners. This is a simple technique that you can apply to see if it helps you. Right? And this is just a small part of a greater field of study. I have a course, it's called the cranial relaxation technique, and it will take you much deeper into this practice, how to apply it. But I wanted to give you the basics so that you can start experimenting with it now. So, the way it works is I want you first of all to think of a stress. It can be anything in your life that's stressing you out right now. Now, I would suggest don't choose the biggest thing in your life that's stressing you out. Right? Often that's too overwhelming and it needs more finesse to deal with these issues. So choose something that's about medium level stress. And as you focus on it, bring it to mind as best you can. And as we bring it to mind, it starts there's a chemical reaction that goes on inside the body, inside the brain. And we actually want this to happen. We want to activate the stressful reaction so that we can correct it, or balance it is another way of saying it. So we access the stress like accessing a file on the computer. We let it run. And then the correction is, so I've got my first hand's like this. So where my eye is, there's an eye socket bone, you can feel it. And as you roll up, it kind of sinks into a little hole into the skull. So that's the point, and it's exactly the same on the other point. So you just rest the fingers on there. And then the second point is the same with the other hand, but where those points are, you run up towards the hairline. And it's more like a soft, where the top of the head starts curling over. Now you don't have to be super accurate, but in the general area is okay, and just rest the fingers there. So that's the hand position. And because I've been talking a little bit, so that's the position, but I want you to, again, just take a moment to tune into the stress. Think about it, close the eyes. Now put the fingers or the hands on the head. Doesn't matter left or right hand. Close the eyes. Keep focusing on that thing as best you can with a light awareness. And start breathing through the nose. Let yourself settle. So about 3 to 4 breaths is a nice amount of time. And then the next point I'll show you, so it's where the tip of your ears are. So if you just went up about 1/2 inch onto the side of the head, that's it. So you put 2 fingers there, rest them, and take another 3, 4 breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, just release the hands. Take a moment, you can have a sip of water. You've got one more thing to do. And just noticing if things feel a little calmer now. If that was your first time, I recommend, Do this a few times, you'll get more sensitive to it. And what we're really doing is we are helping the brain with creating coherence, first of all, between the different hemispheres, putting like an electrical signal through the electromagnetic energy in the hands. We're supporting the electromagnetic energy into the frontal cortex, doing various things. So essentially bringing stress to the frontal cortex, creating coherence in the brain. All these things help the brain stabilize stress, because stress essentially is irregularity, incoherence. All feelings such as anger, shame, stress, anxiety, biologically speaking, creates, and energetically speaking, is a sign of incoherence, irregularity in the system. So we do these things to create and support coherence, create balance. Okay. So now the next part, when you think about that thing again, that stressful issue, what is the best case scenario now? What do you want to have happen? What is the feeling that you want it to be, have? Take a moment, close the eyes if that's easier for you. What is the best case scenario? What is the feeling you want? Can you put smiling faces on the people inside the image? Good. Now you've got that image, then put it into the brain, or help the brain create coherence. Again, place the fingers on these points. Take 3 breaths, hold that image as best you can. Putting a simple smile on everything is kind of a shortcut. Release when you're ready. Go to the side where the ears are. Go up 1/2 inch. Again, best case scenario, everyone's smiling, good feelings. 3 breaths. Good. Release the hands when you're ready. Good, so take a breath, have a sip of water, and then when you're ready, just notice how that issue feels to you now, if it feels any softer, less intense. In most cases, it's a softer feeling. It's going to feel lighter. It's going to feel a bit more joyful. If not, that's okay too. Maybe go back and do it again, one more time. It only takes a few minutes to do the correction. And experiment with it. Choose different things. Give yourself the time, no distractions. It's really important not to have distractions when you do this, because every thought creates a different chemical reaction inside your body. So if you're looking at your phone, it's going to create a different signal through the system, and then when you do the thing, it's going to be focusing on different things. So the way that these techniques really work the best is that you have to be able to hold some level of concentration on the subject that you're trying to correct. That's essential. Right? So that's it. If you have any questions or you want me to deal with another subject using this type of technique, let me know below. Be sure to subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.